The day is today. Arsenal is taking on Liverpool today, and as you know what we do towards every game, we bring you how Arsenal's gonna have to obviously do its last preparations for the Liverpool FA Cup tie that is going to be played at the Emirates, and Arsenal is really wanting to knock them out because Arteta this time looks like he wants to go for a treble, and if they have all what it takes to win the treble, it starts today. They are not far off from top of the Premier League table. Liverpool is topping the Premier League table by 5 points ahead of Arsenal. You understand? And Arsenal is still in the Champions League. So, Arsenal was drawn against FC Porto in the Champions League, and they have a chance to keep the chances of winning the treble alive. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. This is the Arsenal News Show, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And it's always nice having you to this channel because this is a way we can really interact. It's the 7th of January 2024, and we thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims. Barakallahu fikum, and let's kickstart our day with this story. Obviously, before you go into that encounter, Arteta had something to say about the game of Liverpool as they face them today, and he said on whether this is the ideal time to play Liverpool. Arteta said it is a draw. We played 2 weeks ago and it was an incredible match, and I'm sure it will be really good match again. So Arteta is not afraid of really facing Liverpool because he knows if at all you are to obviously go to where you deserve to be as a manager with your team and be triumphant, all you need is to obviously face your fellow giants. And if you edge them, knock them out, then the world will get to know that there is a new giant in town. And this is what Arsenal is supposed to do. Having gone ahead to collect a point away at Anfield, now they are playing at the Emirates, and they are going to be having a very good crowd behind them to obviously see to it that they win this beautiful game of football. And Arteta says he is really saying that they're going to have a good match in between them and Liverpool, and we anticipate that it's really gonna be a huge showcase at the Emirates as Liverpool takes on the side of Arsenal. Then we go to the other side called Arsenal. Arteta on the level of opposition, and the opposition we're talking about in this time, it's Liverpool, and he went ahead to say we don't have a choice. If you ask both teams, probably in the draw we're expecting something different, but we have this incredible clash in this round and we have to go for it. It also came into my mind that no team would love to obviously face off with Liverpool, with a team in the caliber of Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea, Manchester City, even if it's Newcastle. You get, even if it's Tottenham Hotspur right now, no team would love to obviously face a team with such an energy. And the best way to obviously overcome this is to really get a weaker team to play against. But as it stands, it looks like it's inevitable for Arsenal, and the draw is obviously going to take place tonight. And whoever is knocked out, the dreams of the FA Cup comes to an end. Trust me, Arsenal want the FA Cup, Liverpool want the FA Cup, and Jurgen Klopp wants to obviously test that this squad has gone ahead to rebuild at Liverpool, having gone ahead to suffer a very terrible season, can obviously win something. And I know on the FA Cup, right, Carabao Cup, Premier League, and the UEFA League, Jurgen Klopp and his team are going to win one. They have to win something this season because of how his team has gone ahead to assemble very quickly, because he has gone ahead to bring in players. When you look at the midfield, it's obviously revamped. It's a new midfield. And when you look at the players went ahead to sign, he almost signed only midfielders. Endo, Gravenberch, Sobasili, and this other guy called McAllister. So he brought in close to 5 central midfielders because the front line was okay and the defense was also okay. So he is really looking at only getting this midfield into unison to obviously take on Arsenal. But they come in at Arsenal when Arsenal's gonna hate to lose its previous 2 games in the league, and Arsenal working hard to see to it that they don't get ashamed into their stadium. And let's go to Emirates and see how everything really panned out at the stadium of the Emirates. And sorry, this is London Colney, right? And how Arsenal went ahead to pan out everything. So this is Havertz, this is Emily Smith-Rowe, this is Jorginho, and this is Walters. So those are the first 4 people we went ahead to catch sight on at the London Colney, as they obviously charged for the Liverpool game. Ethan Nwaneri, one of the biggest talents that have ever gone ahead to grace the side of Arsenal. He's into the mix, obviously coming through. By the way, they came in through at Arsenal at the age of 12. And though for the previous 5 years, he has gone ahead to become into that player, or turn out into that player that Arsenal really want. Then Martinelli, a man who is really struggling to get himself into where it deserves to be. Last season, he had 7 goals, but right now I think he has only 2 goals in the Premier League. One is scored against Manchester City, and I think there is one he scored against a certain team in the Premier League. So he's struggling to hit back to his form. He's a classic player, but the form is really out. And this is the kind of game he needs to obviously showcase that he's really great. Because when they are playing at Anfield, Trent was helped a lot by Konate. And I don't know why Arteta never realized that, to really put another body to play in between Konate and Virgil van Dijk, because all they needed was to utilize that space, as their concentration was so much onto Martinelli. There was space left because Martinelli was marked by 2 people. Every time he went past Trent Alexander-Arnold and beat him by pace, there was another body or specimen of Liverpool blocking that space, and that was Konate. So I think Arteta would have gone ahead to realize that. If I told me Rokani seated down in Africa realized it, then Arteta would have gone ahead to realize it too. Then Leandro Trossard, also, who was really smiling during the training session, one of those players that you think will be very integral into this fixture if Arsenal is to get a win. Arteta issuing instructions to his players at the London Colney as he comes up with the best plan to really dislodge the side of Liverpool at the Emirates. And there he goes, obviously trying to coach his side of Arsenal and really take it to where they deserve to be. Then this is William Saliba, to me, best rated, best centre-back in the Premier League. There is Varane, there is Virgil van Dijk, but all those are in their 30s. There is Thiago Silva clocking his 40s. I think the only defenders that are better than William Saliba are players who are even 9 years older than him, meaning that he still has a lot of room to turn out into a player that those players were in their prime. But when you look at how he plays, he's really very great. And against Liverpool, he was named, I think, the man of the match. He really looked good, very composed. Then Martinelli, obviously being pressured by Saliba during the training session at the London Colney, as Jorginho was watching in to obviously block Martinelli from obviously going to where he deserves to be. Then Kai Havertz, man who is really trying to really fight for his space at Arsenal and obviously please the fans that I'm worth it because the manager is going to have to give me that chance to play into that position. Then we go to Martin Odegaard, up in form, rocking, but trust me, he is not scoring goals, but trust me, he's really one of the best performers on the field of play. And he is going to be needed into that midfield to obviously unlock that defense of Liverpool. Because when they're playing at Anfield, they never really got those passes, you know, from the central axis of the midfield to really expose Virgil van Dijk and Konate. That is it. So they will need to come up with a better plan at the Emirates. Then Saliba, obviously taking on Bukayo Saka, as Declan Rice also tries to intervene into this kind of play at the London Colney Liverpool preparations. Then Saka all smiles, really ready and charged up to face Liverpool. And remember, it's gonna be, I think, Gomez playing on his side to really track him. And when he came in through, Gomez closed down Saka. When Saka was facing Smiskas, there was a chance that Saka would obviously cause havoc, because sometimes he tried to obviously cause problems in that area. But when Gomez came in through, he closed down Bukayo Saka to the max, and Saka couldn't obviously operate in such positions. Then Saliba tackling Nwaneri. You see, that is Nwaneri, and Saka was going in for tackle, and he was obviously very right onto the ball. Then Declan Rice doing his role as usual, trying to pass and put that ball to where it deserves to be, and that is Declan Rice for you. And Eddie Nketiah, man who is struggling for playing time at Arsenal, and we don't expect him to start because Gabriel Jesus is the leading striker of Arsenal. And there is some good news for him that Arsenal might not go in for striker, so that means he has a chance to prove himself and maybe score some 20 goals this season. You know, he has 6-7 goals this season, and he's left with just 13 to obviously hit 20. If at all he hits 20 goals this season, then Arsenal can get some £50 million out of him, you know. And I think that's the prayer of the boardroom of Arsenal, that we wish Eddie Nketiah can really score those goals and we sell him to a team that can get us £50 million and then get in Victor Osimhen or Vlahovic or Victor Osimhen in there for you, and Ivan Toney. Then Cedric Soares all smiles with Gabriel Martinelli at the training ground as everything really went on as planned. Then Declan Rice and Emily Smith-Rowe were really having a word at the London Conley, and Emily Smith-Rowe is really one of those players that is not happy. But even if he's not happy for the limited game time he's getting at Arsenal, he turns out to be the main man to blame for what is happening at all on his career, because we should all understand that this guy has been injury prone, you know, and if at all he can really fight that, you know, injury proneness, then he can obviously get into the starting 11 of Arsenal. David Raya, obviously the goalkeeper, trying to go in for those saves, and is going to be very pivotal as Liverpool takes on Arsenal today at the Emirates. Then Jorginho is one of those players that if at all you watch my match preview, I called him to start because he needs to. Arsenal need this guy to start if they are to operate at full wavelength, because that midfield will need this guy. The return of McAllister is bad news to the side of Liverpool, to the side of Arsenal, as he can rock that very well. But with the absence of Endo, maybe McAllister is going to be played as a CDM, but I think you need a Declan Rice to operate as a box-to-box midfielder and let Jorginho sit into that single pivot position. I don't know whether Arteta will consider that, because he never considered it when they are playing away at the Anfield Stadium. Then Gabriel Magalhaes, he's the man responsible for getting an early lead at Anfield in the Premier League. It was the 3rd minute. Cross well delivered by, it was a set piece, well delivered by Martin Odegaard, and Gabriel Magalhaes headed it home to make it 1-0. And then Mohamed Salah, I think like 27 minutes later, went ahead to level up the game. But he's solid and is turning into a very beautiful specimen to watch every time Arsenal is defending, and his progressive play is really good. Then David Raya and Gabriel Magalhaes, that connection is what you need to see happen in between your goalkeeper and defenders, because he needs to be reading him like a book. And the same applies to Gabriel Magalhaes. He needs to be knowing his strength points and the weaknesses of the goalkeeper, and vice versa. So they're really having fun there. And this is William Saliba, obviously trying to go past Martin Odegaard and obviously look to where the ball is. He's a giant of a lad when you look at him, and I think it's only him to limit himself, but he's really doing fine at Arsenal. Then Odegaard being ambushed by Jorginho and Reece Nelson in that training session that summed up the preparation for Arsenal versus Liverpool. But you know him, when it comes to acting well in tight spaces, Odegaard rarely loses that ball. He rarely loses that ball, and it's hard for him to obviously find himself in a different way altogether, losing that game. And lastly, this is the winning team of the night, all of the last preparation, and that was Cedric Soares, Gabriel Magalhaes, Eddie Nketiah, I see Odegaard, I see Trossard, and this is Nicolas Jova, the set-piece coach of Arsenal. So that's how everything really went ahead to happen down at the Emirates, and at the London Conley. Last preparations for the training and the tour, and you've seen those players really doing the needful. So guys, your thoughts onto that are welcome in the comment section below. You can as well tell me your prediction and who would you want to start into this fixture. Rokani David remains my name. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. The Christians, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. This Sunday, endeavor to go to church if at all you feel like. But if at all you want to pray from home, God is omniscient, He's everywhere, and He can hear your prayers wherever you are. I'm out. Bye-bye.